our top stories this week. Pope Francis says that it's okay for parents to spank their children. In Mississippi, the state Senate passes a bill that would make the filing of a false child abuse report a crime. In Arizona, a number of child welfare groups file a federal class action lawsuit against the state on behalf of foster kids who are being treated in ways that, quote, shocks the conscience, end quote. And in Utah, a father was granted the right to contest the adoption of his stolen child who was put up for adoption by the mother without his consent. In Connecticut, the child protective industry vows to increase the oversight of new parents to make sure that the kids are sleeping safely in a desperate attempt to try to reduce infant mortality rates in the state. In Florida, a new report from the Institute for Child Welfare claims that the state's child protective industry needs a major overhaul. In Georgia, the system sucks have embraced Governor Nathan Deal's child welfare reform ideas and are calling for all kinds of extra funding to implement them. And in Kentucky, high CPS agent turnover rates are contributing to high caseloads for the ones who are left. In Nebraska, the privatization of the child protective industry over the last few years hasn't produced any measurable benefit. In Washington, foster parents all around the state are refusing flu shots and risking losing the stolen children in their care, while Washington CPS agents are failing to meet the 90-day state-mandated deadline for child abuse investigations. And in Michigan, a click of the mouse button by a CPS agent can get you put on the child abuse registry for life. In Texas, a report finds no evidence of sexual abuse, as has been claimed at an immigration family detention center. A new study released by the Association for Psychological Science says that it is easy to create and plant false memories into individuals in order to frame people for crimes. A new Facebook page which claims a proven link between parents who are in the military and child abuse has sparked outrage across the internet. And Nationwide Insurance pisses off the world with a dark and depressing Super Bowl ad showing a kid who died in an accident. In Michigan, a lawyer for the kids in a child welfare case wants a judge to order 4 kids to get measles vaccinations against the wishes of the real parents. In India, a couple has their baby taken away for not following proper adoption procedures in regards to the acquisition of the child. In Vietnam, a video surfaces of a woman beating a kid at an orphanage. And in France, an 8-year-old is arrested for allegedly glorifying terrorism. In Alberta, Canada, a couple is accusing the province of withholding information about the death of their child in foster care. And in California, a foster father gets almost 25 years for shaking a 10-month-old foster child to death. In Ontario, a foster mother gets 3 years for sexually abusing a 15-year-old girl. In Florida, several kids are removed from a group home after an alleged sexual assault. In England, an attorney is claiming that a former foster parent of the year who had already served jail time before being allowed to foster a little girl who he molested. And in Washington, the state agrees to pay $2.5 million to a former foster kid who was molested by a convicted sex offender who was allowed to be a foster parent. In Massachusetts, the federal government is complaining because the state violated the civil rights of a young mother with a developmental disability when they took her baby away. And finally, tonight, in New Jersey, a foster father is found not guilty of child abuse for cursing in front of a foster kid. For these stories and all the latest dirt on the child protective industry, visit www.legallykidnapped.com. And until next week, this is Baby LK, over and out.